Hey, this is Chris with JamPlay.com, and we're going to look at probably the easiest way to start making music on the guitar. If you've never played before, or maybe you've just played a little bit, when you pick up your guitar, maybe you open some guitar books up, and you start looking at all these fingers that you have to place on the neck, it can be a bit overwhelming. So many times, the best way to start is by playing just pieces of these chords, and to start making music and start strumming simply with just using a few of your fingers. 2 of your fingers, 1 of your fingers. And that'll build your confidence and maybe even give you something to hum along to. So we're going to learn 3 chord fragments today. Some people call them baby chords, some people call them chord pieces. Either way, they're just a really cool way to get you playing something on the guitar. So the first one we're going to look at is C. What we're doing is we're just putting our first finger on the first fret, and we want to make sure that we're arching enough so that our high string can get through, but we're only playing these 3 strings, your 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings. That doesn't sound so good, so you want to play just those 3 strings. Now the next one, we're just going to take our first finger and flatten it. Then we're going to take our second finger and put it on the G string. That's a very small version of F. So if you practice moving back and forth between those, you can hear kind of the music behind them. C, flatten your finger, put your second finger on the G string 2nd fret. A lot of songs start with that. It's important that you're only hitting the strings you mean to hit. But even just playing those 2 together, you start to hear the music behind them, how they could be a song in and of themselves. The 3rd chord that we're going to look at is a very basic form of the G chord. And this one is just your 3rd finger played on the high E string, 3rd fret. So if we go from C to G, again, it's pretty musical, and you're just using 1 finger at a time. Throw F in. F's clearly the most challenging. But if you approach it from C, flatten your first finger, add another one. Then it becomes kind of a natural sequence. And then add G with your 3rd finger. You can also see when I'm playing these 3 small chords together, a handy thing to do is to look at how your fingers, how your hand moves from chord to chord. And create mental notes of what your fingers need to do to transition. This is going to help when you start learning more chords, bigger chords, more complex chords. You're going to have this mindset of, okay, well, to transition from one chord, all I need to do is move this finger, and I have this chord. That's a really good way to start thinking. That's why when we look at C to F, we need to look at what we do to change the chord from the original chord. Playing chords one at a time isn't really that useful. Playing chords as part of a progression or a song is useful. So C, F, and G, chord fragments, baby chords, small chords. Have fun with these. Practice strumming these 3 strings Maybe set, if you have a metronome, a little click track, or tap your foot and make some rhythm out of it. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You'll find a ton more information on beginning guitar, playing your first chords, and other great beginner tips at JamPlay.com. We hope to see you there.